guys and girls, and welcome to another episode of Kook Shed, my own little YouTube channel where I like to share things that I think you might find handy or improve your life as a surfer or a bodyboarder or even a skater. Today I want to show you another idea for making a board rack for you to use at home, to work on your boards and whatever else. Get your boards or your gear up so you can work on it in a comfortable way. I've done another YouTube video on this topic before, where we used a keyboard stand, and we sort of put some foam on top of the keyboard stand and used it as a surfboard rack to work on, to put on towel pads, or get wax off, or clean up the board, or whatever you need to do to your board when you're fixing a ding or something. So this time I want to show you another thing you can use for a board rack. This will work on surfboards and bodyboards, and I guess a whole bunch of other type of boards like wakeboards and things like that. So all it is, I'll try not to make this too long. All this one is, it's actually a baby change rack. From what I can tell, I think it's an old baby change rack for traveling. Some people take these things with them, but yeah, basically it looks like this. It folds up, which is handy. And what I like about this, in particular, it's a little bit wider than the keyboard stand that I had in the other video. Some people might like that, especially if they're working on wider boards, bigger boards. Just having that extra little bit of space on the sides, it might help you in some way. I also like it's got a little rack there. It's got a little thing you can hang rags off and things like that, that you might use while you're cleaning your boards or fixing your boards. It also, because the board is sitting on top this way while you work on it, I was going to cut this off, this nylon thing, but it's actually come in handy for putting things on underneath the board when I'm in the middle of using them. So if I'm, sanding back a board and I've got a bit of sandpaper there and I don't want to lose it in the shed or wherever I'm working, I just pop it down on the shelf underneath the board. So it's come in really handy for that. When you extend this out, it's got a shelf at the bottom as well. So that's also been handy. I've been storing like chemicals and things like that I've been working on the boards with. I put them down there so that if they spill or fall, they're not going to damage anything on the ground or things like that. So one thing I would like to do with this one, I've just been getting an old towel and laying an old towel up on top here to protect the boards, because the boards are hard. The surfboards are hard when they're on this. Looks like an aluminium type of metal. You might, if you're pressing hard, like because you're doing some work on the board, and you might not want to damage your board, but with this hard surface, I've just been putting an old towel on top there. But I want to get an old pool noodle. Actually, that's my next modification. Will be to cut a pool noodle in half and sort of slot them on the pool noodle halves on top of here, so that the board is up on something soft. So when I'm working on it, I'm not afraid to push too hard on it, on the boards, so that I might not damage them. So that's basically it for this one. I just thought, wow, that's a handy little stand. I'm all for recycling. This one was being thrown out to the tip, so I've salvaged this and repurposed it, and so we've saved it. We've saved it from landfill, and it's actually a handy little bit of gear. One thing I also like about this one compared to the keyboard stand that I modified and put a bit of foam on, this one sits a bit higher. It's a little bit higher, and I'm pretty tall, so it's actually helped a lot in bringing the board up a little bit, and made it a little bit easier for me to work on boards on this setup. So yeah, it seems pretty sturdy, as sturdy as you need it to be for working on a board. Yeah, a little bit wider. Some people might not like that. Like if you were, I don't know, if you were painting a board, spray painting a board, or applying some sort of a spray to it, you might not like the wider the width, because you might like your board to hang out over the edges, so it won't stick. For instance, like if you were to apply, I don't know, if you were spray painting your board because you wanted to put some cool graphics on it or whatever, these having the excess out the sides, if you were to spray, I don't know, it might get all over these edges that are hanging out, and it may even like stick. If you're spraying like up underneath a little bit, it may even stick to the bottom of the board. But generally it's been pretty good. I just thought I'd mention that just in case someone says, oh, I used it and it was too wide and it stuck to my board. Anyway, I think it's great, really handy. I've saved it from going to landfill, and yeah, I'll get my keyboard stand back. So I'm going to keep using this one for a while, and until I find another one to show you guys, or yeah, I might end up using this forever. But I think it's really handy with all the little storage compartments. It folds up, it's quite light. You've got a little towel rack here, or whatever you hang things on, hooks, whatever that you might need to work on your boards and equipment. So far I'm giving it 2 thumbs up, and yeah, if you see one, they come in all different shapes and sizes and whatnot, but if you see one, yeah, that's being thrown out, or if you see it cheap, I don't know where you'd see them, maybe, I don't know, Vinnie's or something like that, yeah, grab it and give it a go, and you've got yourself a cheap, easy to use and very handy little board rack / board repair station. Anyway, if you found this helpful in some way, if you've got another cool idea for a board rack that wasn't originally a board rack that now you use as a board rack, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear about your whatever things you've modified to help you work on your boards, and it might help some other people here. If you want to see more stuff like this, more handy hints to do with surfing, bodyboarding and some skating, hit subscribe, and yeah, I guess I'll see you here next time on Kook Shed. Thanks for dropping in. Catch ya.